Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news now. Eagles fans, buckle up because the latest move in the NFC East has sent shockwaves through the league. And if you're a follower of Philly, you know how crucial every decision can be in shaping the path toward another Super Bowl appearance. The Eagles, always aggressive in seeking to strengthen their roster, made a strategic move this week that could pay dividends in their quest for excellence. They claimed wide receiver Xavier Gipson off waivers, a move that's already stirring conversations among fans and analysts alike. This isn't just about adding a new player, it's about the Eagles staying sharp, adapting quickly, and making sure they have the depth and talent to compete at the highest level. So, who exactly is Xavier Gipson, and why does his addition matter so much? Well, Gipson, 24 years old, was recently waived by the New York Giants, which created an opportunity that the Eagles pounced on. This move came right after the Eagles' impressive comeback victory over the Los Angeles Rams in Week 3, a game that showcased their resilience and ability to perform under pressure. But let's rewind a little and talk about Gipson's background, because understanding his journey helps us appreciate what he brings to the table. Gipson entered the league as an undrafted free agent with the New York Jets in 2023, which is often a tough path for players trying to carve out a role in the NFL. Undrafted players usually face an uphill battle, but Gipson has already made some notable contributions, especially on special teams. His speed and agility have been evident since his college days, and in the NFL, he's primarily been used as a punt and kick returner, where he's shown flashes of brilliance. What really caught the league's attention was his performance in Week 1 of the season. Gipson earned AFC Special Teams Player of the Week honors after returning a punt 65 yards for a game-winning touchdown in overtime against the Buffalo Bills. That play, a stunning display of speed, vision, and elusiveness, not only showcased his talent, but also his ability to perform in clutch moments. That kind of playmaking ability, especially in the return game, is exactly what the Eagles have been looking for as they aim to bolster their special teams unit. Now, it's important to understand why the Eagles made this move. The team recently lost offensive lineman Kenyon Green, who was waived to make room on the active roster. Green, a player with potential, was a part of the team's effort to strengthen the offensive line. But roster spots are always at a premium, and the Eagles seem to be focusing on adding explosiveness and speed to their receiving core and special teams. Gipson's ability to provide a spark on returns and maybe even develop into more than a return specialist could be exactly what the Eagles need as they push toward the postseason. This move also highlights the Eagles' strategy of leveraging roster flexibility to find hidden gems and players who can elevate the team's overall performance. It's a calculated gamble, but one that makes sense given Gipson's track record of making big plays when it counts. In a division that's as competitive as the NFC East, every advantage counts, and Philadelphia's front office seems committed to doing whatever it takes to stay ahead. Looking at the bigger picture, the Eagles have been impressive so far this season. Their defense has been stout, led by a relentless pass rush and disciplined coverage, while on offense, Jalen Hurts continues to develop into one of the league's top quarterbacks. His leadership and dual-threat ability make him a constant threat on any given play, and with weapons like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, the Eagles' offense remains potent. But it's not just about the stars, it's about the depth and special teams play, which can often be the difference in close games. Adding Gipson also sends a message to the rest of the league. The Eagles aren't resting on their laurels. They're constantly looking for ways to improve, to find those small edges that can turn a good team into a Super Bowl contender. Gipson's speed and ability to change the game as a returner could be the X factor in tight matchups, especially in the postseason where special teams often play a pivotal role. And let's not forget the division rivals, who are undoubtedly paying close attention. The Cowboys, Giants, and Washington Commanders are all looking to topple the Eagles. But with moves like this, Philadelphia is signaling that they're not just content with their current roster. They're actively seeking out players who can contribute immediately and push the team even further. The offseason was filled with questions about the Eagles' ability to sustain their success, especially on the offensive line and in the secondary. But so far, they've answered many of those questions with strong performances. The addition of Gibson adds yet another layer of versatility and explosiveness, which could be crucial as the season progresses. Fans should keep an eye on how Gibson integrates into the team, whether he gets opportunities on offense or remains primarily a special teams weapon. But one thing is clear, the Eagles are always looking for ways to elevate their game. Now, talking more about the roster, you might wonder how Gibson fits into the bigger picture. The Eagles have been blessed with a well-rounded team that combines youth and experience. Jalen Hurts, entering his third season as the starter, continues to grow into one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league. His ability to make plays with his legs and arm keeps defenses on their toes. Meanwhile, the receiving core, led by Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown, has been one of the most formidable in the NFL, stretching defenses vertically and creating opportunities for explosive plays. But it's not just the offense that's impressing. The defense has been a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Led by a relentless pass rush, they've been able to pressure and disrupt the timing of offenses. Younger players and veterans alike have stepped up, maintaining a high level of performance that keeps opponents guessing. The addition of Gibson, especially as a returner, could help flip the field and give the offense more scoring opportunities, which is always a crucial factor when it comes to playoff success. Additionally, the Eagles' special teams unit, often overlooked, has been a key part of their success so far. Gibson's ability to return punts and kicks effectively can swing momentum, provide field position advantages, and even change the outcome of games in the postseason. Special teams can be a game of inches, and having a player like Gibson who's capable of breaking big plays at any moment is a massive asset. Looking ahead, the Eagles face a challenging schedule, but their roster depth and strategic moves give them confidence. They are eyeing that Super Bowl window that's wide open right now, especially with the NFC's landscape still somewhat unpredictable. The San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, and even the surprising Detroit Lions are all contenders, but the Eagles believe they have what it takes to be at the top come January. In terms of statistics, the Eagles have been solid across the board. Jalen Hurts has thrown for over 200 yards with 9 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions, showcasing his growth and maturity as a quarterback. The rushing game, led by a committee of backs, continues to be effective, while the receiving tandem of A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith has combined for over 700 yards and 6 touchdowns so far. The defense has been holding opponents to under 20 points per game, which is a testament to their discipline and talent. Adding Gibson might not immediately change the stat sheet dramatically, but his impact in the return game and special teams could be the subtle difference-maker in tight games. When you're fighting for playoff seeding and home field advantage, every small advantage counts. The Eagles are making smart moves, and fans should be excited because this team looks poised to make a serious run once again. Now, in terms of the NFC East rivalry, this division has always been fierce. The Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders are all trying to knock the Eagles off their perch. But what's interesting about this season is how the Eagles are not just relying on their star players, but are actively adding depth and versatility. Gibson's addition is a prime example of that, a player who can be a game-changer in special teams and possibly develop into a more significant offensive weapon. As the season moves forward, every game will count more and more. The Eagles need to stay healthy, keep their momentum, and continue to execute at a high level. The coaching staff, led by Nick Sirianni, has done a fantastic job of keeping this team focused and motivated. The culture in Philadelphia is all about winning, resilience, and doing whatever it takes to come out on top. And speaking of the division, the NFC East is shaping up to be one of the most competitive in recent memory. The Cowboys have a solid defense and a dynamic offense with Dak Prescott leading the way. The Giants, despite some struggles, still have talent and a fighting spirit. And the Commanders, with their young core, are trying to make a push. But the Eagles, with their strategic roster moves like claiming Gibson, are signaling that they're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. So, Eagles fans, this latest move is more than just a roster update. It's a statement that the team is always looking to improve, always aiming higher, and never satisfied with the status quo. Gibson's speed, agility, and big playability could be the secret weapon that helps the Eagles secure another deep playoff run, and who knows, maybe even another Super Bowl title. The NFC is tough, but with a team like this, with the right pieces falling into place, the Eagles have every reason to believe they're still on top of the mountain. Now, this story is still developing, and as we get closer to the crucial parts of the season, more details will emerge. But one thing I can tell you for sure, the Philadelphia Eagles are not done yet. They're constantly evolving, always looking for ways to get better, and they've shown that they're willing to make bold moves to stay ahead of the pack. Gibson's addition might turn out to be a key piece in their championship puzzle. So keep your eyes on the Eagles because this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting yet. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you think Gibson will be the spark the team needs on special teams or even more? How do you see him fitting into the overall scheme of the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Thanks for being with me today, and as always, fly, Eagles, fly.